There are only a few people working on field hydrology, and the advances in this field are limited by cost constraints and lack of field hydrologists. The study areas are usually the heart of thick forests and their uplands located in the remote areas far from comfortable connectivity. One such place is being monitored by the Water Resources Center of National Institute of Engineering, Mysuru. A catchment of river Kumaradhara is being observed for continuous recordings of fluctuations in water levels in first and second order streams. Rainfall in the watershed is also recorded. Subsurface water levels are also monitored using locally installed piezometers checked regularly by a localite. Frequent well tests are also done. A doctoral student of Dr. Yusuf Javed, a professor at National Institute of Engineering, Mysore, Mr. Aniruddha, has been guided to begin his research on variable source areas, had visited the said site on 16th of May 2018 for a reconnaissance survey. This study area, a part of the village called Bidalli, situated at Somarpete Taluk in Kodagu district of Karnataka, was visited a few times earlier by the researcher along with his guide, and Dr. Yadupati Putti, another professor at NIE Mysore, is now to be monitored for many hydrological parameters such as rainfall, stream flow, groundwater level fluctuations, humidity, temperature, and soil moisture to trace out source area. This area of Western Ghats, which receives rainfall of moderate intensity for long durations, has igneous rocks and hence soil for depths varying from 5-10 meters to 50 meters, and is believed to pose challenge to the famous Hartonian overland flow theory. Only a part of catchment which is saturated provides water for overland flow, and other partially saturated or unsaturated zones infiltrate about 70 to 80% of the precipitation. The runoff produced from the saturated areas contribute to the stream flow, whereas the infiltrated water joins the stream as a subsurface flow or slow flow. With the fresh rainfall getting infiltrated and pushing the stored or slow moving subsurface water, one can find water from this zone joining the streams simultaneously with the surface runoff. The focus of this visit was to identify locations where new instruments could be placed and ascertain the unique hydrological features of this area prior to monsoon. The stream being gauged where a low flow was witnessed during this visit was followed backwards until possible to find its origin, and a few locations where the new instruments could be installed were earmarked. Later in the day, a few places in the vicinity of the stream were dug manually for a depth of about 1 to 2 meters to check if there was any saturation, or if no saturation, at what level the groundwater table or subsurface water was available. There was no hint of water even up to a depth of 1 to 2 meters. This exercise of excavating the land would help when it is repeated during monsoon. Also, water level depletion post monsoon could be understood. During this visit, 2 other places in the same catchment where rain gauges are placed were also visited. Returned from the field and back in office, arrangements were made to prepare the perforated pipes to be driven at locations identified in the site when it is visited the next time. A unique sensor-based catchment monitoring system was being discussed and developed with the help of Department of Electronics of NIE since early 2017 was to be installed at the field now. All the existing conventional instruments are to be more or less monitored manually on a daily basis and seems to be tedious. The sensor-based system would collect the data from various locations and log the same to a single data logger connected to all such sensors. An ultrasonic sensor was finalized to be the most suitable for the purpose of gauging water level fluctuations, and many such sensors were connected to an Arduino board to which an RTC memory card slot and the temperature, humidity and soil moisture sensors were also connected. This system would be given a DC power supply. The said system is still under preliminary tests and soon to be field fit. During the next visit on 22nd May 2018, the job at the site was laborious but was useful as the researcher drove two perforated pipes of diameter 2.5 inches into the ground, one for a depth of 5 feet and the other for a depth of 4 feet, to find no water even at this depth on this visit. On the same day, another team led by Dr. Putti worked on placing the V-notch on the first order stream to be monitored. On the downstream of this V-notch, another first order stream joins this, and after the confluence is a small bridge across this stream. A rectangular notch is placed under this bridge and a conventional stage recorder is being used to measure the depth of flow in the second order stream. On the upstream of the V-notch is the provision to measure the head of water using the instrument called thalymidis. The sensor-based instrument discussed a while ago is supposed to be placed adjacent to thalymidis as well as the stage recorder so as to check the correctness of the new setup. A pipe of about 7 feet was erected next to the stage recorder during this visit. Between this visit and the next visit on 31st of May 2018, the researcher was trained to install the thalymidis and its initialization and data capturing was also learnt. With the entrance of monsoon to Karnataka, a rise in the water level was witnessed in the pipes that were installed during the last visit. Also, the level of water in the stream had increased. This visit to the field was to ensure the proper and complete passage of water over the V-notch in the channel and to install the thalymidis to gauge the head of water continuously. The researcher could install the said instrument and tested it for continuous recording. For the reasons yet to be found out, only graphical view of the readings were available and numerical values were not readily exportable to the desired format. However, the graph of variation of water depth with time would help extract the numerical values later. On the other hand, it was a little difficult to cement the pores on the upstream of the V-notch, which led to escape of considerable amount of water without passing over the notch. With the rise in water level and flow not allowing to work with cement, a small coffer barrier was built some distance away on the upstream of the notch, and with great effort the surroundings of the V-notch were tightly packed. Further, on the same day, arrangements were made to gauge another water outlet of the same catchment. The next visit to the field was on 10th June 2018 and was with the intention of driving 4 more perforated pipes into the ground so that the sensors could be installed and substantial data could be collected, which would help in rigorous monitoring of the chosen area. The other factor that took the researcher back to field was the information that the area had received ample rainfall of late and the curiosity to check the functioning of the thalymidis. To the joy of him, the instrument had recorded the variations and the readings could be downloaded only because the rainfall had paused for a while. It was the day to witness the typical rainfall pattern of the Western Ghats, but for the intensity of rainfall being on the higher side. The researcher and his team took to working in the rain and was able to drive only one pipe of the 4 pipes carried to the field. This driving of one pipe helped to understand a few surprising facts about the area. The location chosen to drive the pipe did not seem to be saturated at all at the beginning of the excavation. As the digging continued and rainfall intensified over the entire area, within a very short time, whole of the vicinity of the area to where pipe was driven became saturated. Whether it was local saturation or infiltration excess saturation or the development of source area or the rise of groundwater table, and many such questions can only be answered as the research work progresses. Nevertheless, this experience with fresh water was quite astonishing. The researcher decided not to go for driving of other pipes as it was difficult to identify an area that did not seem to be saturated. Further, on the same noon, distances of the pipes driven to measure the groundwater level fluctuation from the stream was measured. Also, the initial reading, that is, the lowest point of flow that the float connected to thalymidis could measure, was found out. Taking the notch wall as reference, depth of V-notch crest and other levels were marked. With this input, one can now use the data recorded by the Thalimedes to find out the head over V-notch and the other upper stepped notches to find the quantity of flow. These 4 visits in a span of less than 1 month would help in better understanding of this area. And through this video clip, the researcher would like to appeal to the learned hydrologists to suggest appropriate physically based variable source area model suitable to this area, and suggestions are also welcome on the types of data that are to be collected apart from that for which preparations are made. Intensive watershed monitoring calls for instrumentation at rich intervals, collecting huge amount of data. Though the indigenously developed sensor-based instrument reduces the cost of it, the total cost amounting from number of such instruments will still be high. Hence, the Water Resources Fraternity from India and abroad are also invited for collaboration and funding. On the whole, this is to seek support and guidance in both technological and financial fronts. Thank you very much.